start with you, Jaden, because you're in the top corner. How'd you first get into music?
I've been exposed to it very like at a young age. I had a sister and some other relatives on my father's side that played music, and I picked up guitar because of my stepdad, and yeah, it basically went from there.
Word, word.
Yeah.
Nathan? Or do you
Well,
go by Nathaniel? It says Nathaniel down in the corner.
Nate, Nathaniel, Nathan, whatever. But yeah, I was exposed to it very young. I remember my dad playing Stevie Ray Vaughan songs in my room, just jamming to that, or like Hendrix. My first concert was when I was like 4 because my parents didn't have a babysitter. I went to Mayhem Fest 2004, right, 2008. Yeah, Mayhem Fest 2008 in Albuquerque. Saw Slipknot.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, my stepdad was also in a metal band too. So I'd go to his practices sometime and hear like them playing Misfit songs and like Black Flag songs and shit. So that's kind of how I got into punk too.
Word.
I was like I was like in sixth grade or something. And from there, uh yeah, it's got more into that and discovered like Operation Ivy. And my friend introduced me to Choking Victim and shit. And it's kind of how I got into crack rock too.
Yeah. It's a steady slope from there, huh?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're just binging the henchmen.
Real. That's so real.
What about you, Lloyd? How'd you get into music?
Oh, I got into music at a very, very early age, and I'm 31 right now. And I got into the music scene about 2012, and that's when I discovered like a bunch of like badass res ska bands, like Overrule, Distorted Victims, Low Cash Ninjas, and what was it called too? Another band out from Fort Defiance. They were pretty cool. Fucking, I can't remember the name right now. I'm just so nervous.
Oh
But
man,
yeah,
don't be
man.
nervous.
I grew up, yeah, I'm trying to recalculate myself. I kind of caught myself at a dead end right now. But
No man, you guys shouldn't be
got
nervous. I'm
into a
just
lot
some
of
dude in
music
Missouri.
and the scene and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm just like one of the every average dudes that like the ska up riffs and the simple beats and shit. And we did a lot of that growing up, and I got into it. I loved a lot of the stupid henchmen. I loved a lot of the No Cash and Mad Conductor, and then all these other bands started popping up, but they had simple ska riffs and they made the song sound pretty badass. So yeah, man, I was dicing with that. I had my own band too, called Restless Victims, but that was just like a shitty band. We had to start somewhere. And then I had some other bands I was in, but I don't really want to talk about the other band, but I really cherish my home with Bad Fix. So yeah, I played with my nephew for quite some time before we actually got to the main set of Bad Fix. So that's where we're at right now, and it's a good time, man. I appreciate the time with my nephews.
Word, word. So that's how Bad Fix got started.
Kind of in a way, pretty much. But Nathaniel kind of came up to me when we were just jamming one day, but we weren't really setting on something so solid. But we ended up saying, "Fuck it, let's just try it." Then he got Jadon. Him and Jadon were the first guys that were to do the bad fix, and I came in until they were done about with school, and Nathaniel graduated. And yeah, it was after that it was just a nice summer, and we just tried to hit a lot of shows in New Mexico, so it was pretty fun.
Word, word. Uh,
I don't sing anyway, yeah. But can I use the whole best? I need to know now when it's just a thing. Cause it's just like you're in
Tell me about Divided by.
Oh. made that in 2020. Actually, like I wrote some of yeah, I wrote some of the songs in late 2019 and early 2020. Then I started programming the drums by myself in this like online dog called Soundtrap recorded. I remember setting up my phone right next to the speaker and like playing on video because I couldn't voice record it. Then like changing the video file to digital and using that audio to like put in the songs. Uh, yeah, that's also how I did the vocals too on that one because I couldn't figure out I couldn't figure out how to set up this USB mic like yeah, or like I didn't figure out that like the cord was broken or something.
Word. Sorry.
Yeah, I was still a sophomore in high school when I released that.
What, that first initial one?
I was a sophomore at the time. And it's
Word.
the COVID like going to COVID year, so I wrote that and like yeah, I released that during summer break in between my sophomore year and my junior year.
That that's crazy. That's crazy. Right? Good job. Good job. It turned out really well for not knowing how to use a USB mic. I was wondering why the vocals were coming through a little rough on that one.
Yeah, that one sucked. I recorded that in the corner of my room. I didn't have anything to like. I should have recorded that in my closet, like thinking about it.
Yeah,
But like
that
nothing would reverberate off the walls and just like bounce off my shirts and shit.
word, word. So let's get into the next EP you recorded, the Bad Fix EP. That one turned out a little bit better. It turned out better,
Yeah,
quite a bit better
yeah.
actually.
It's like some of my favorite guitar tones actually. I feel like one of my favorite guitar tones, like thinking about it. Uh, yeah, that was when I was I think what was it? Yeah, I was a senior in high school, and that's when I met Jaden. Or like, that's when I like Jaden started coming to school more because yeah, he was I think a sophomore at the time too. Yeah, he was a sophomore and I was a senior. I remember like asking him in yearbook class if he could listen to like a rough version of the yeah that same EP at the time. I think I had slightly different guitars or something, but yeah, I remember like waking him up and asking if he can like listen to it because I knew he like listened to Low Cash or like he also like was cool or like knew Jordan too from Low Cash. So yeah, I figured it was like chill to ask him.
Word. I love the Low Cash Ninjas. Fucking great, great, great band. Which I'm assuming you had a guest musician on what was it? 2 extra ounces. That it
Yeah,
was Anakin Skinwalker. It sounds just like Jordan. That's Jordan, right?
that is. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
is.
figured so. I figured so.
I could have put like Jordan featuring Jordan, but like I figured it was appropriate to put Anakin Skinwalker because in my head that was like Lloyd and Jordan pro or like that was that like the last lineup that I knew them from. It was Lloyd, Jordan, and Darren. So I figured it was like appropriate just like name it as Anakin Skinwalker because I think Lloyd also did some vocals or like backup vocals occasionally for them. So I thought that was cool.
Word, word. Uh so then you joined the band, Jaden, soon after that Bad Fix EP.
Yeah, so I was asleep in yearbook class because it's yearbook, and he woke me up and was like, "Do you want to listen to my demos?" And I was like, "Yeah." It was so random because we had never really talked at that point. That was like our first like actual conversation together, and yeah, we just kind of knew each other, but we didn't really talk. And then from there is when we started doing more. We did our first like release show at lunch. Yeah, so that's how I joined the band, and it just went from there.
Word. You guys melded well together then.
Flipping through the panels, I see it hit. A song is made, bring to an end. 20 people's lives, all let us sin. Do like it's another day. The motherfucker blew up, take a life inside. And through the bystanders, lying in the sky. Israeli suicide bombers on a fucking boat. They change my mind, they throw us a gun.
Later that year, you released Crack Res Steady. Right? Because I was reading in the thing. The reason I know that the two EPs exist beforehand is because you wrote in the comments on your Bandcamp page because of the success of the other two EPs that were kind of non-existent up on Bandcamp at the time.
Yeah, because people, I was like actually getting downloads for. I was like kind of shocked. Like people were downloading it, or like people were actually paying for it too. I thought that was like really cool, and so I thought that was like a funny thing to put.
Word. Well, it must have turned out well because the Crack Res Steady is a fucking great single, and you guys' cover of Car Bombs are cool by the Stupid Henchmen. Gotta fucking shout that out there because that was a great cover.
Yeah, that was a suggestion by Lloyd.
That was a good cover. Yeah, I love Benjamin. Chet's the homie.
Yeah, Chet is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love Chet. Chet's one of the sweethearts I love. I would love to drink with him, but he's not. He's way across on the other side, and I'm way over here in the middle of the reservation.
Yeah, I think he's on the non-alcoholic beverages now at this point.
Well, I'm pretty sure we could probably do some. What was it called? What was that? Oh, duels. It's probably a good way to kind of relieve yourself of alcohol. So it should be smooth.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Other than that, it's been good. It's been good times with Bad Fix on my end. I love it.
Word.
False beliefs, the things people believe, it makes you question humanity. Well, some things I'll never understand, but I'll always question who's at hand. Government lies and hypocrisy. You're trying to sell me stuff that I don't really need. It makes you question humanity. It's just the things that solve people.
Then you guys, in 2023, you recorded the EP, Assimilation of the Nation, that you never released. What's up with that? It only had 6 tracks? Like,
It was supposed to be an album. A couple of the tracks, I think 4 was supposed to be like split to Rot and Burn, and the 6th track was Death Cult and Superficial, and that was supposed to be split. So that was supposed to be like 8. I think we were gonna go back to record a couple of other. I think maybe like I think I had 2 other songs that I wrote at the time, but no, like never like fleshed out fully. And we were gonna add Death is Organized, but we never got back to record those until earlier this year. But we also never like finished those old demos that we recorded at SFS Studios. It was those songs were, but the songs we added then were 2 Extra Ounces and Death Cult and one other song In Hell we recorded In Hell.
yeah, I fucking love that song. Which is the first song off the 2024 version of Assimilation of the Nation, which I've been fucking rocking pretty regularly. Tell me about that experience, like because that recording is the best recording you guys have done so far, and it fucking turned out great.
That was rough. because or it was like rough scheduling it because when we recorded the demos, after I finished recording the guitar and bass and vocals, thinking that was going to be finished or like the finished product, it was supposed to be in the same style as the demos that we recorded or like the supposed album that we recorded with Marquess Nelson. Also, shout out Marquess Nelson for recording
Woo,
Press Steady 2.
Marquez.
What was it? Yeah. We after I recorded the vocals, shout out Jacob Murphy too from SFS Studios. He was the one that recorded the demos and Assimilation of the Nation. But I told him that I wasn't really happy with the three songs that we recorded. Not like I wasn't happy with how we recorded. I was just happy that like our performance wasn't like up to par because we had a last minute show earlier that like a couple weeks before in Gallup with we opened for Cancer Slug and played with Ray Gurin and Five Settlers Below, filling in for Low Cash too because they couldn't make it to that show. So they asked us to fill in for them. That was a really good show. But yeah, we based off that performance, like that night, we figured it was best for all like the Lloyd and Jaden to come back up to Flag to re-record the album in one or like most of the tracks in one day. So we scheduled it in I think sometime in March or February. I can't remember.
It
But
was tomorrow, February.
yeah, 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 we recorded most like all of Lloyd's drum parts and all of Jaden's guitar parts, which were yeah, his guitar parts are the ones that are panned to the left side, and mine's panned to the right. And I yeah, after we finished those parts, Jaden and Lloyd's parts all in one evening or like one whole day, I would come back to the studio like every week or two to like finish up my recordings. So I'd come back to do my guitars, add a guitar or two, and do re-record or record the bass tracks and do vocals too.
Yeah, it turned out fucking great. It turned out great.
Yeah, shout out Jacob Murphy and shout out SFS Studios. Shout out Randy.
You got anything to add to that, Jaden?
Huh? Oh,
I'm putting you on
yeah,
the spot.
I
You've been awfully quiet down here.
do. Sorry, no. Yeah, I'll add. So where Lloyd and I are from, it's pretty far from where we recorded because it was in Flagstaff, and Lloyd picked me up early that morning, like 7, 6, and we drove
Yeah.
all the way to Flag, got there, and we recorded like all day. It was exhausting. I feel like it definitely did take like a toll, and there was times where like let's take a break because it was a lot. But then when we like finished and like I added my backup vocals, and Lloyd added his verse and 2 extra ounces, it was like it blew me away how like it wasn't even mixed, but like I just loved the way it sounded still. And I just knew that like this was like my favorite Bad Fix piece that we recorded. I I felt the chemistry there. Not saying I don't feel the chemistry at all, but like like I don't know. That just felt very like accomplishing, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Because like we were really in this like it was legit studio. Like shout out Marquest too. But like that experience where we recorded it, it was just unreal. Like it felt really cool. Yeah.
Shit, yeah, that's awesome.
How long has it been? Cause it's hard to look back. Just sitting around and playing henchman tracks. Thinking about the times we'd hang out. Shit talking, waiting for the sun to come around. It's just so difficult to express how this feels. You not being here cause it feels so real. I wish I never took those time for granted. But it's probably for the better that I never knew it
I have
happened.
a quick question. Where was it? I was doing some research. I'm constantly doing research on music. That's what I fucking do when I'm not working. I work 60 hours a week. I work for the fucking post office, and I'm out there delivering mail, working 12-hour days. And 9 of those 12-hour days, I'm listening to music constantly. Right, so I'm all over the place. And earlier I was doing some research, like I always fucking do, and I come across I was doing some research into. I was trying to dive deeper as because some of you guys don't put up all your music online, right? So I have to fucking hunt for it over here and over there, and like sometimes people don't even put their freaking band members up on their Bandcamp pages. So sometimes shit's a pain in the ass to find any information, right? But anyway, I digress. Natural Infestation. I was looking some shit up, and I stumbled across their SoundCloud page, right? And they put up a couple acoustic demos on their SoundCloud page. And the cover for their acoustic demos, despite the fact that it said Natural Infestation, it had a picture that said 2 extra ounces. What is left? So, what's the story behind that? Because you guys have a song called 2 Extra Ounces. Like, what's the source of the name of this track?
It's his thing, his old project, his old acoustic project he was telling me about when we were hanging out in Flagstaff one day. He I forgot where he got the name from, but it may have been from the 2 extra ounces that come in plastic 40 bottles, like how they're 40, like some out like bottles are 42 ounces instead of 40 ounces.
Okay,
So
so
that's
now
where
it
I got
makes
the
a little
name from.
sense.
Yeah, that's that's where he got the name from, and I remember he was telling me that when we were hanging out in Flag one evening before a Mutilated Tyrant show, I think it was.
Word, word. Cause he didn't tell me anything about an acoustic project when I was trying to weasel information out of it. Right. So I was just curious. I was just curious because like I said, that was the cover of a album, but it wasn't listed as 2 Extra Ounces. It was listed as Natural Infestation, but it was just all acoustic shit. And I'm like, I've never heard that before. But yeah, yeah, I digressed. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
I did fill in for Natural Infestation a couple shows.
Huh?
So I did fill in, or yeah, I did fill in for a couple of Natural Infestation shows though, like this past summer.
Oh yeah, on
That was
on
pretty fun.
guitar.
No, I filled in on bass. That was fucking cool. Jen's an amazing drummer.
Oh yeah, yeah.